Some people claim they are pack rats or clutter bugs. However, there is an anxiety disorder that involves a strong desire to keep items and the feeling of distress if forced to get rid of them. Severe compulsive hoarding can interfere with a person's daily activities and compromise their safety. Joining me now is Deputy Chief of Fire Prevention, Greg Cherry, to explain how compulsive hoarding can pose a danger to emergency responders, to neighbors, and to the person living in the home.
We have a hoarding problem in Paducah. It's not, a huge problem, but we do have some residents that we've dealt with over the last few years that their houses have got to the point where they're unsafe, and we've actually had a few fire fatalities as a result of hoarding where people could not get out of the house when it caught on fire. If it's a hoarder, there's the accessibility. If there is something wrong, whether it be a medical call, a fire call of the responders getting into the patient or into the fire, or if there's a victim trapped in the fire. With all the obstacles, a lot of times these hoarder houses have a path that's barely big enough to walk through, and if you go in there in a fire situation, it really complicates things. If somebody's got a lot of flammable products or combustible, whatever, say a lot of books, a lot of trash, you got an extreme amount of fire load, plus the structure could be weakened due to so much weight on the floor. Or we run into one that the ceiling, a two-story house, was actually sagging due to so much stuff upstairs. In one in particular that we had, the fire wasn't that big, but there was so much rubbish and debris, it took probably 10 or 15 minutes to get all the stuff cleared out to where you could actually find where the fire was. There's a lot of concerns. There's the concerns of environmental hazards. If somebody is hoarding animals, you got the environmental aspect of it, and the danger of the house with the fire load that's in it if it's close to another occupied house. If we have a complaint or something, every now and then we'll get a complaint from social services or the police department that somebody is hoarding, trying to help them. We want their home to be safe. We want them to be safe. We will try to work with them to the best we can on trying to get their house cleaned up to where it is safe. So there's a lot of complicated issues with people that are hoarders. You got the mental aspect of it. The city's not going to go in and just start throwing everybody's stuff away, but we want to try to help them get the resources they need to make the house safe for them to stay in. Hoarding is actually a NFPA standard now. It's in the NFPA fire code books about it is a problem, how to deal with it. Some cities are developing a hoarding task force, kind of like the juvenile task force and some other stuff that we've done. We haven't done that yet. We are trying to get geared up to maybe do something like this. You have to have a lot of players involved in order to help the person get through this. There's houses that we found here in Paducah that from the outside you would think, there's nothing going on, it's fine, but then you get inside, the person could be hoarding animals or stuff. And so, it's a complicated issue.
The images you just saw in this episode were provided by Fire Prevention Specialist Darren Johnson with the Orange County, California Task Force on Hoarding. I thank him for his guidance in bringing awareness to this issue. And I thank you so much for watching Paducah View.